What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of my Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke. In the last episode, we started off good. We caught ourselves some good Pokemon. Our starter is Scorbunny named Scorch, and we have just a solid team. In this episode, we're going to be applying for the Gym Challenge, and we're going to be going out and beating the first gym in this episode. So I hope you guys do enjoy this episode. It's going to be a every week series released every Friday. So every Friday, be on the lookout for the videos of the Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke. Otherwise, check out my shorts. I will be uploading every single day over on the shorts side of things. But without further ado, let's get into it. So right away, I go to get dripped out. I cannot be looking like a bum anymore if I'm going to be taking on the challenge. I get hair to kind of match my hair in real life. I don't know. It was the best I could do. I get some clothes to look like not a complete total bum, but I don't know. I'm kind of broke now, so it's the best we can do for now. But we head up to the entire gym challenge area after talking to Leon. After Hop yaps to us for like forever, I pick my number. 6-7! Sorry about that. Anyway, we go to the Budu Inn, and we actually talk to Sonia about the Sword and Shield Pokemon. Cool, right? But other than that, nothing eventful happens in this conversation. So I go up to the front desk, but these Team Yell grunts are in the way, so they're like, battle me. And I'm like, okay, I'm clean the floor with you. Alright. So I sent out Scorbunny against the first Team Yell's Zigzagoon, which is like really easy. I hit it with one Ember, does half. It hits me with a Lick, does nothing. And then I hit it with another Ember to take it out. Which this is very nice because with the XP we get, Scorbunny actually levels up and unlocks the move Double Kick, which is very good for the next couple of battles. And when I say very good, I meant it. Because after the Nicket's quick attack, I'm able to hit it with a double kick. And with the double kick, it's one shot. It is so easy. Takes care of that Nicket super easily. Hop decides to join us for a double team, but honestly, I could have taken them on myself. One of them sends out a Zigzagoon, and the other sends out a Nicket, which I don't know if you just saw the last battle, but double kick is super effective to both of these Pokemon. So, it didn't bode very well for these poor little Team Yell grunts, as Scorbunny was able to absolutely wipe the floor with them. We then get introduced to Marnie, another gym challenger, and she just tells the Team Yell grunts to buzz off. They're apparently her fans, which is pretty cool. I wish I had fans like that. So the next morning, apparently Hop is throwing a Pokeball like a freaking baseball, trying to throw a slider. But we decide to make our way over to Wyndham Stadium for the gym challenge opener. 6-7! After that tomfoolery, we decide to make our way to the first gym, which is in Turkfield. On our way there, Hop wants to fight us, so, yeah, we'll do that. Poor Hop, man. He doesn't know what he's signing up for. Hop sends out his Wooloo, and our Scorbunny just learned Double Kick Big Win. I would look away if I was you. Hop, being the genius that he is, switches out into a grass type, into a fire type. However, I switch out into Grubbin because I want Tup to get some XP because he takes less XP than the rest of them. So I decide to send him out and use Bug Buzz because that is super effective against grass. And yeah, this poor guy, man, I feel so bad for him. But he chooses to fight us, and so he uses Bug Buzz, does half of Grookey's health, and I'm like, oh well, he's not going to be able to take this Grubbin out. And then he decides to use a grass type move on it, which does literally nothing. Takes me down to the yellow, but I have an Oranberry equipped. So I heal back up and just take it out with another Bug Buzz. So that was quite easy, to be quite honest. Oh, it survives. That's okay, it uses a potion though. Bruh, are we serious? So I just whittle it back down and kill it with Bug Buzz. With a crit. Hop sends out his Rookity, which I don't want to be in as Grubbin because Bug very weak to flying. So I do what any reasonable person would do and switch out into my ice type, which, by the way, has a special attack boosting nature. Yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but ice is super effective to flying, and with a special attack boosting nature as already being a special attacker, let's just say his Rookity dies at one shot. So, good job, Vanilla. I did not think I would use you at all. After the battle and healing, I encounter my next Pokemon on this route, which is a good time to introduce another rule that I didn't say. Dupe's Clause. If I run into a species of the same type, such as a Rookity, because I already have a Rookity, or if it's a Corviknight even, I get to reroll the encounter. And I encountered a Rookity 4 times in a row. But eventually we encounter a Machop, which is super cool. I love having a fighting type on the team. I hope nothing bad happens to him. I capture him and name him Dogma. And what better time than to use it against this trainer, Lass Ray. She sends out her Vulpix, and I send out Dogma, expecting this to be a very easy matchup. Oh, which it is. I sweep the floor with this Vulpix, okay? It uses Quick Attack, but I decide to retaliate with a low kick. Realizing that it's going to use Quick Attack again, I decide to go for a revenge and just absolutely murder this poor Firefox in cold blood, which that is exactly what I did. Here is the first major difficult battle. It's against Schoolgirl Hannah and her Pancham. Now, I originally led with a Machop, but Machop isn't great in this matchup. It's not super effective. It's not resisted. It's just it's just neutral. So I started to focus power, but then I realized I don't have any moves that I could use for that. And then it Circle Through out into Rickety, which I didn't want to get hit with the Circle Throw too many times because that could kill it. So I switch out into my Score Bunny because my Ice type is weak to fighting as well, which I don't want to get hit with it. But it just ends up Circle Throwing me again, which ended up PMO. It Circle Threw me into my Grumman, I do believe. And that is not a horrible matchup, but it's not great. It's not what I want to see. I decided to use Bug Buzz on it to get some chip damage, but I then failed to realize that Bug is weak to Pancham. So it just used Tackle instead, which did a lot of damage. It did almost 10 damage for just a Tackle. So I decided to switch out back into my Machop. But yeah, it gets Circle Thrown again. Are we serious? Like, come on, man. Now Machop is low, and there's not an option to switch back into, so I stay in with Rookity. I have a defense-lowering nature, but I decide to wing it and go with Peck. Hopefully, it doesn't do too much damage to me, and it doesn't even take a below half. Circle Throw, however, doesn't actually do too much. Even though it's not very effective, I do not want to get crit. Machop gets drugged back in, and I don't want Machop taken out here. So I switch out and switch into back into Gree, because I'm going to risk it. I need to get the defense down, and I need to kill this Pokemon before it kills all my team. So it goes for Tackle instead of Circle Throw, which does more than Circle Throw because of its defense lowering nature, and I'm just praying. I am praying it does not crit Gree right here, and it uses Circle Throw, and lo and behold, it doesn't, and we stay at 2, and we survive, and we're able to send out Vanillite, which is very risky, but I decide I know I outspeed it. I know I can do enough damage to KO it, so I use Astonish, and I kill it. And we survive. I'm just joking. We didn't kill it. It Circle Throws Vanillite, and we barely survive. Thank goodness. It brings out Dogma, which we can use to outspeed and take out this Pancham. After that scare and wiping the floor with this poor kid and his Budew and Gossifleur, Sonia gives us a little spiel about what Rose is doing, using the mind to make fuel or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I always press B, bro. She gives me escape rope, which is decent, okay? And then we go to take on the schoolboy, which he has a Sizzlipede, and I don't know if you know this or not, but Sizzlipede is not very good. So until it evolves, so we stay in his dogma and just low kick it, and it uses bite, which isn't terrible because I didn't flinch. I used low sweep, and it doesn't do much, but I lower its speed, which is what I wanted. I lower its speed, I switch out in degree, and I do not take damage on the switch end. But it starts to use Wrap, which kind of PMO, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it uses Wrap. It does quite a little chunk of damage. It does 3, and then the Wrap itself, it does a lot more. It does 4, a lot more. But I'm able to use Peck and not take it out, but it is going to use Wrap again, which will fail, it will not fail, but the Wrap is going to do not enough to take out Rookity before I can take it out myself, so. He sends out Dottler next, and to not risk anything, I decide to switch out into Scorch and just take it out with a Ember. So, yeah, pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I don't want to get hit with anything really bad. And it hits me with a Confusion that does not that much damage. And I was praying I didn't get confused, and I didn't, and we're good. I use an Ember, and the Ember does not even have Struggle Bug. It is enough to take me down 3 HP, but it lowers my special attack, which is what I'm using. But I decided to just keep using it because at this point, I don't take it out, but it doesn't take me out, even with a crit, and I get a burn. So its attacks will be less, and Struggle Bug doesn't matter. And it gets hurt by the burn. I can use one more Ember and just take out this Dottler. After that battle, we get enough XP to evolve our Score Bunny into Raboot, which is a huge upgrade, especially for the upcoming gem. Raboot is a great, fast special attacker, which gets Flame Charge, which is very good. So this is a very nice addition for the team. We then make our way into the cave, and because there is no grass to find a wild Pokemon in, we get to pick what Pokemon we want. And I'm really looking for Roly-Poly because having a Colossal on the team would be huge. I murdered this poor guy's Roggenrola, giving us the ability to go further into the cave and get some nice little bonuses that in 3 Great Balls and Rock Blast, which will be very good for our Roly-Poly when we get it. Speaking of, we finally encounter Roly-Poly, and I'm too scared to get hit with anything here, so I decided to use a low sweep to just damage it and get it down. I assumed it would take it into a red, and it one-shots. Great. So there goes our encounter for the route, but that's okay. I'm sure we won't need it. We fight this lady Sandra who has Diglett, which is insane because I don't know if you know this or not, but Machop is a very, very good attacker, and Diglett is not the greatest physical defense, so we just kind of murder it in Cold Blood, and then we decide to take on its next Pokemon, which her next Pokemon is a Drillbur, which could possibly be an issue if we didn't have a Machop, and Machop just uses a low sweep and kills this poor Drillbur. Next big battle we have is against Bede, who has a bunch of psychic types, which is not a good matchup for Machop, but it's okay because I have a Rookity. So I send out my Rookity first against her Solosis, or his? Is it his, I think? Yeah, his Solosis. I thought this was a very good matchup to send Rookity out into. So I decided to hit Power Trip, but I accidentally... Or I was going to set up with Home Claws, but I accidentally hit Power Trip to start, which is not good because it does not give us a special attack boost. If you didn't know, Power Trip acts as a sort of Focus Blast, but it doesn't negate the power, and I get hit with a huge power by Solosis, and it brings Rookity way down, and I decide to use a potion on Rookity, And so I stay in, use the super potion. Hopefully it goes for a different move. And it just ends up using Confusion again and taking Rickety all the way back down, negating all the power. It gets a lower roll, so it doesn't do as much, but oh my goodness. So I decide to switch out into Tup to see what he can do. The Solosis hits Tup on the come in with a huge Confusion. It takes it below half. I know I outspeed this Solosis, so I decided to click Bug Buzz and pray for the best. Hopefully we can get a kill because it is a special attacker and we do, but I am not risking Tup against the next Pokemon, Gothitita or Gothita? Gothitita? I don't honestly know how you pronounce this name. So I switch out. I send in Vanillite, which it might seem weird, but I do have Icy Wind, which I'm hoping for a stat lowering. It uses Tickle, but we get the Icy Wind. It does a little bit of damage. It does just about a quarter, but it lowers its speed, which is what I want. And I didn't realize it had competitive, so its special attack sharply rose. Not wanting to risk my Vanillite, which is a weird sentence I thought I would never say. I send out Scorch because I know it can take a hit from this. I just don't know what it's going to use, and it uses Tickle. So that's not too bad. It does lower my attack, but I have Ember, which isn't a physical attack. It's a special attack. But I use Double Kick like a retard instead, which, excuse my language, but like I am stupid. It uses Tickle again, and I use Double Kick or Ember, and I get low. But it uses a big Side Beam and just melts my health. I use another Ember because I know I can take this thing out. But it has one more Pokemon, and that is Hatenna. And Hatenna is a very bad matchup for all of my Pokemon left. So I do need to sack a Pokemon. And the only Pokemon I am willing to sack is my Machop. With the sacrifice, I am able to bring out Vanillite, and I am able to use Icy Wind, get a speed lowering attack off. It is a special attacker, so it does a little bit of damage. It does just above half with a crit. And it is hit with a Confusion afterwards, but the Confusion does not do enough to worry me. And so I stay in with Vanillite, use another Icy Wind, hopefully getting another crit, which I don't, but it is enough to take it into the red, get another speed lowering off. I take another Confusion just above the yellow, and I know I can outspeed it with the 2 speed lowering nature or attacks and take out the Hatenna with a loss under my belt. So I have to do the unfortunate thing. And after I heal up all my Pokemon, I am forced to release Dogma. I don't release it, I just put it in a box and name it Rip. On Route 4, I am able to encounter a new Pokemon. I encounter Yamper, which is huge for the next gym, which is a water-type gym. So I catch it. I name it Wolf after Clone Commander Wolf. And then I make a dumb mistake and decide to capture another Pokemon after this battle in the water, but I realized that water encounters don't count as a second encounter because it's 2 encounters per route, so I just released the Choodle I get. But I take out this Electrike, I believe pretty easily. I know I leave with Rickety, which is a dumb mistake, but I do switch out into Scorch and am able to take out this Electrike pretty easily. And then he sends out Lotad, which is a water type, but it's also a grass type, so I decide to stay in and hit it with a neutral Ember, which does just about half. It uses Growl, and I decide to switch out just to get some XP spread around my Pokemon. So I switch out into Gree because it's a flying type, and it's super effective. So I use Peck, and I just kill this thing. After talking to Hop and encountering Milo, we talked to Sonia about the Dynamax event or whatever. I honestly don't know. I was pressing B the whole time. So, after preparing all my Pokemon for the gym, my entire strategy is Gigantamax or Dynamax Reboot and just Max Flare both of his Pokemon. We do this little gym puzzle where I lead the Wooloo into the fence or whatever, into the hay, and clear it. Now it is time to take on Milo in the grass gym, which, like I said, Dynamax Reboot is a very easy strategy. It is very cheesy, but it works, and that's what I did. So yeah, enjoy a Dynamax Reboot Max Flare clean sweep with no deaths, and it's only 3 turns. So I guess it was kind of a dumb, cheesy strat, but if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. After the battle, because he did so much, Rookity evolves into Corvus Squire, which is a huge upgrade. It makes him super strong and a lot stronger, at least, and it makes it our second best Pokemon on the team. I was hoping Gremin upgraded or evolved, but no, he did not. But with the win, we are able to acquire our first gym badge, the Leaf Gym badge, or the Grass Gym badge, I should say. Super easy. We can catch Pokemon up to level 25, and that's what we're going to do. Holberry is the next place we need to go for the Water Gym. We get TM Magical Leaf, which is pretty solid, and we get the Grass Uniform. After I use Yamper in the wild area on a Dynamax Cave Wingull, which was super easy. Nice rewards. We get our next encounter, which is not ideal. We get a Krabby, but you know, it is an encounter nonetheless, so we catch it. I named the Krabby cut up after the Clone Trooper. Obviously, that's the theme we're going with. And then after kicking these two's butts, we take a risky encounter because the last thing I want is a Shadow Tag Wobbuffet with counter on it. But we get a Nuzleaf, which is a Pokemon, that's for sure. I catch it and I name it Sinker after the clone. But enjoy the rest of the video where I just kill some trainers Pokemon for XP. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching to the end. Let me know what tips and tricks I should use to beat this Nuzlocke. And if you're liking the team so far, let me know in the comment below who's your favorite team member. Without further ado, enjoy the rest of the video.